Hey guys, it's History Behind the Warrior, and today we're going to be talking about Alisa from Tekken. Now Alisa makes her first appearance in Tekken 6, and is in fact a very advanced robot created by Dr. Bosknovich. Now unlike most of Dr. B's creations, this one had a sole reason to be created, and this in fact hits very close to home with the Doctor. You see, a long time ago, the Doctor had a daughter called Alisa, and he was very close with her, as she was in fact his only child. That was until one day where she fell ill, and sadly never recovered from this, eventually dying. In his old age, Dr. Bosknovich wanted something that would resemble his daughter, even if it wasn't her. He just wanted to see her for one last time, and this is what led to the android known as Alisa. Now unlike many robots that have in fact been created in the Tekken series, this one had sentience and was extremely smart, being complex enough to in fact understand human emotions as well as retain her own. She was more or less human. Despite the wiring and bolts in her, you wouldn't be able to tell that she was in fact a robot. Now Alisa was under development for an extremely long amount of time, and in fact by the time Tekken 6 had rolled around, she was just about finished. With the assistance of her father and the funding from the Mishima Zaibotsu, he was finally able to spring to life. But before this could happen, that Mishima Zaibotsu facility would be raided by Lars and his army, and here they found Alisa, in which they freed her from her shackles. Now as this had happened, G Corporation's Jack 6 robots would attack, and Alisa would understand and see them as a threat and use her chainsaws to tear them to pieces. After Alisa pretty much saved his life, he allows her to join his forces, and together the two would travel around the globe as they were hunting down Jin Kazama, the head of the Mishima Zaibotsu, as he had created an all-out war against the entire world, and Lars had made it his personal mission to track him down and have him answer for his crime. So on this journey, the two would in fact become extremely close with each other until they came across the old man Wang. He would in fact inform Lars that Alisa is extremely dangerous, but he doesn't quite clarify on this statement, and this leaves Lars with a lot of questions about Alisa. As the two continue on their journey, they come into contact with Lee Chaolong, head of Violet Industry, who is also against Jin. So he willingly holds his hand out and says that if Lars or Alisa need anything on their journey, they can in fact reach out to him. And when Lars and Alisa finally arrive at the headquarters of the Mishima Zaibotsu, they finally meet Jin. Now Jin has in fact been smart, and he reboots Alisa's system. You see, although Alisa was created by Dr. Bosknovich, Jin had in fact funded the entire project and was one of the people responsible for her programming. So after rebooting her systems, he would turn the android against Lars. Now at first, Lars was very hesitant to fight her, as he didn't want to hurt his friend, but at this point he realized that Alisa wasn't actually there. She didn't recognize who he was, and had become the very thing that she was made to be, a machine, and something that Jin had used against him, to hurt him not only emotionally, but psychologically. Now despite Alisa's best efforts, Lars was in fact able to defeat her, and in fact after being defeated, she would recognize him for a second, but that quickly fades away as she strikes at him and flies away. Now Alisa is later seen after Lars has apparently defeated Azazel. Lars would once again go toe to toe with Alisa, in which he is once again defeated by Lars. Now as she lies beaten on the ground, Lars sits next to her, and Alisa's released of her programming and tells him that she never wanted to fight him, but due to the way she was created, there was no kind of way she could disobey her orders, and says that she wishes that their journey had lasted longer. She finally tries to reach out her hand to Lars, but Jin shuts her down and attempts to dispose of her like she was nothing. Now because of this, it gave Lars enough motivation, anger and determination to defeat Jin Kazama. Now later on, after Jin apparently had sacrificed his life to take down Azazel, Lars would take Alisa to Violet Industry, and with the assistance of Lee, the two would finally fix up Alisa, and Lee promises that he will fix her and repair any damage that had in fact been done to her. And that's really it for the story of Alisa in Tekken, guys. Now Alisa does return in Tekken 7, although we don't quite know how much of a role she will play in the main story, as she has been featured rather heavily in the Rage and Sorrows trailer. But until the game actually comes out or we get more information about the story mode, we don't really know much about the character here. Anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I actually enjoyed putting together this Alisa video, more so than what I had in fact expected. Now seeing as Tekken 7's right around the corner, I'm only going to be talking about characters exclusively that will feature on the roster of the game. So any characters that haven't been announced to it will be pushed to the side for now, as I want to build up some anticipation and hype for this game, because Tekken 7 is going to be really damn good. Totally not because I got my hands on it early, as the game is looking absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to get my hands on that badass statue. Now I just want to inform you all that the next Tekken video will be me talking about Devil Jin and giving kind of a backstory to the Devil Jin itself. So I will say keep your eyes out for that, as it's a rather interesting and intriguing video for you guys if you're a massive fan of the Mishima clan. Now also don't forget to put down in the comments below who would you like to see me cover here. Now before this video wraps up guys, let's try getting this video to roughly about 500 likes. It's a great way of supporting this channel, as I'm pretty sure everyone is kind of aware of how broken YouTube's algorithm system is right now. Now as always guys, please comment, like, subscribe and share this video with everyone you know. Please take care and I'll see you all next time.